Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Tom, aka Nostradamus. I need something cooler to say than I'm the bombest. Oh, it's whatever. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? I gotta tell you, I'm a little tired. I'm ready for a nap. Need to be. What are we doing this morning? Anyway, yeah, man, I'm a little tired. Been doing a lot of work lately. This crypto market's wearing me out. Is it wearing you out at all? I see a like. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, bell button. This crypto market's wearing me out, man. I woke up this morning. I'm like, uh-oh, we got another buy the dip situation. This dead cat bounce everyone's talking about? I don't think so. I don't think it's a dead cat bounce. Please understand, a dead cat bounce is we're gonna go below $30,000, and so far it seems to be holding up. Again, though, I am worn out, man. I've been up for 2 hours yesterday. I made the mistake of I started watching this show called Startup on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I both highly recommend that you watch, and I highly recommend that you avoid it, because I pretty much just went off the rails. It's not very often I'll get into a show, and I look forward to watching that instead of seeing what idiots have to say on YouTube about the crypto market. That's where I spend most of my time, watching YouTube. I watched the entire first season in one setting, and I couldn't stop. Started the second season, got about 5-10 minutes into the second season. I went to bed, and then I woke up this morning. I'm already on episode 3 in the second season. I gotta be honest, I can't wait to get off the stream and go watch some more of that show. Anyway, let's talk about the crypto markets. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's see what's happening in the stock market too. Let's take a quick look at the desktop. We'll take a quick look. Well, you know what? Let's do the stock markets after we talk crypto. Crypto stock market just isn't as much fun for me as much lately. So now that I did exit most of my positions, the stock markets are bumping. Stock market's starting to kick butt. And as I did mention, we did have a bit of a crypto dip last night. A small dip. I woke up and I'm like, uh-oh, here we go again. And then I start thinking, man, like, Tom, I really had to hold myself back from buying some crypto. And I was really considering doing it. A couple days ago, I did exit most of my stock positions, because I wanted to have, I'm really extremely cash poor right now. So I wanted to have some cash on the sidelines. And I did want to buy this morning, but I held myself back because I'm waiting for if it really does crash. And I'm interested to see if I really have the cojones if it really does crash. But say Bitcoin did go to 20,000. I would be eager. We'll see though. We'll see if I can grab them and do it. I would buy like half a Bitcoin. I'd buy a full Bitcoin if I had the money, but again, I'm cash poor. We all know. I've been talking about it. I'm already yellow. I'm already yellow in the market. So anyway, I do have an updated Bitcoin price prediction, as the title says. Let's get into that. I do want to talk about that. I did do a video, I don't know, Monday or a week ago, Friday, something like this, talking about the similarities with this 50% dip that we just had. And we'll move to that. So we just had a 50% dip, right? Actually, let's take a quick look at that. So this is where we are right now. We had a 53.7-ish% dip, and we're starting to see a bit of an uptrend. And I don't know, man. I'm not a TNA expert, but this looks like a upside down Thor hammer. Isn't that a bullish? It does show support. It does show strong support. Like, they keep trying to keep it down, and Bitcoin does show like it does want to go back up. I personally do think it's going to go back up. And my short-term target, and I'll show you this why. So I'm going to give you my short-term target and my extreme bull thesis target. But keep in mind, there's going to be a big caveat if this big bull thesis comes true. So you're going to want to stick around and hear what I have to say about that, because it's going to be pretty important if you want to protect your money. Anyway, so we just had a 5-week 53% pullback. We're starting to see a bit of a turnaround. This is options expiration and futures expiration. I do have 2 futures contracts on right now that I do need to take off. we're going to take a little bit of hit. I'm going to take a little bit of a hit in that. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it though. As long, it might be a bad hit, right? I'm holding it on because I'm hoping that Bitcoin does pump today. I think there's a decent chance. There's billions of dollars of futures coming off. The max pain's supposed to be 56,000. So George, we're all George. He thought there might be a good chance we pumped to 56,000. That'd be a pretty big pump in one day. Anyway, we just had a 53% dip that lasted about 5 weeks. I do think we're going to turn around, and I do think we're going to pump. We might spin a little sideways. It might be a little slow at first, and I think we are going to move up into June and July, the July 4th weekend, the next 6-7 weeks. And we could see highs of around 90 to 110,000. That's my personal prediction. I think that's where we're going. I'm no Swami though, I could be wrong. We could spin sideways for a very long time. It also would not surprise me to see Bitcoins just spin sideways for a while. I am basing this thesis based on what happened in the last bull run. That doesn't mean it'll repeat. It doesn't mean that at all. I also have the opinion that this bull run can last longer. This bull run, right now, it's even before this dip, it had shown signs of stalling. Like it kept getting around 60,000, 65,000 for weeks, like 8 weeks, and it could really never push through it. And to be fair, there hasn't been a lot of like, man, I gotta buy Bitcoin news. Even though common sense tells you that Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are products of the future. I'm personally starting to believe that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin, and I'll probably do a video on that next week. Anyway, my short-term target for Bitcoin is in the next 7-8 weeks. I do think we're going to see new all-time highs. I think we'll at least see 70,000. I think 90, even six-figure target before we get another pullback, and then we go off to we go off to a potential. This is a potential thesis. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I could easily see this playing out, right? And it's one that I'm leaning towards, right? If I had to pick what was going to happen, this is the one I'm leaning towards. Again, so billions of dollars of options and futures come off the table today. There'll be a bit of a reset. I'm not sure what the numbers look like for June. That's interesting. That's something I'll have to look into. I would imagine it's a lot higher. But anyway, again, 5-week, 53% dip. So far, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pullbacks. The last bull market, I think, had 6 or 7 pullbacks, 30% or greater. So far, this one's been really tame. We had a little 14% chili dipper. And we had a 30% chili dipper. That was in January. It was fairly short-lived. And then it was off to the races. I think this was around the Elon pump time. So we had the Elon pump, the Elon dump, right? So the Elon pump time, and then this is basically when it stalled out for a long time. We keep, there was a lot of hope on ETFs, a lot of hopes on institutional buying. Now that news is starting to rev up again. And to be honest, we probably do need some really good news. Biden, I was a bit surprised by the dip because the Biden $6 trillion, you think that would fuel Bitcoin? I guess the whales woke up this morning and they felt like they needed to, and they didn't push it hard. We all know that they could push it much harder. They're like, well, let's gobble up a few extra Bitcoins, take out, because, if common sense, there's probably a lot of people out there YOLOing leverage again, thinking, man, this is perfect. We're going up again. And you do have people like George saying, max paying 56,000. So it gives a lot of fuel out there for people. Crypto face had like, 2,000 Ethereum and 30 Bitcoin, like $7-8 million longs going on. And this leverage stuff, man, it is what's causing most of the volatility, in my opinion. So the whales can wake up, they see this stuff, and they're like, oh, everyone's going long again. Let's gobble them up. So maybe a slight push, maybe gobble up some extra Bitcoins for free on the cheap. But I do think we're going to start going up. 5-week, 53% dip. I think we're going to have a 6 to 7 to 8 week pump now. and I think we're going to see at least 90,000, possibly 100 to 110. It might get extended above this pink line. This pink line is kind of the line where like we're doing, you know, it's really getting up there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it move up to like 110,000 would be pretty far extended, you know, compared to the past. And this is, a lot of this is coming from when we look at it last week. I mean, the last bull run, right? And again, I did a video on this recently. We did have something similar about this time. And you see we have this 147-ish days to go. We'll just say 150. And my current chart, we see that we have the same thing. And right before that, we had a 4-week 42% dip. So we're seeing something very similar. And then this 147 days, actually this needs to, yeah, that's it. So this 147 days, 21 week extends to the end of the bull run, right? So after the 42% dip, we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly an 8-week, 7 to 8 week, 203% increase. And that's where I'm getting my numbers at right now. So same thing after that, and then we had another 43% dip, pretty big dip. So I'm kind of seeing the same thing. I'll show you that in my chart. And then it started going up again, consolidate, and then boom, blow off top. 574% in a 13-week period. Now, we had a 5-week 53% dip. So, you know, we're just kind of, I do think it's going to rhyme. I don't think the exact weeks and the exact percentages. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea what will happen if the same thing happens going in. And in order for this, the things that could make this happen, right? Apple news is they're hiring for crypto. They announced, you know, the next quarterly results are going to come out, I don't know, July-ish. Let me think about that. They just reported May, June, July, August, right around August. I don't know. Soon, right? 2 months. They announced that they bought Bitcoin. Any other companies like Facebook, you know they're going to be getting into crypto. You know, they both want to be fintech. I mean, Apple already kind of is. Oracles, any of these companies, Twitter's announced that they bought Bitcoin. And why the hell wouldn't they? Like right now, why the hell would, like, I get it. But why? I mean, you got to be crazy not to be gobbling this up right now, right? In my opinion. So same thing. We just had a 5-week. Take a look at it. If we go up about 200% like the last one over the next 6-7 weeks or so, I think that's going to put us to right where we're at right now. So we're starting now. We'll just go 200% and we'll go out like 6 weeks. So that actually puts us around 110,000, I think possible. You know, right around in this area. Then we'll probably see another pullback. We'll pull back down. Come down to this green line, we might come back down below, and then we're going to see the same thing. Potentially, right? We're going to see the same thing where it's going to kind of go like this. Like that, right? Anyway, that is my bull Bitcoin prediction thesis. That could take us to 220. So I said numerous times that I think Bitcoin's probably going to go around 120 to 160,000. I've also said I hope I'm wrong. The stock to flow guy, I love the stock to flow guy. That guy's been about as reliable as you can get. He's saying 300,000 Bitcoin. But he says it doesn't matter. He's looking forward to 2025, 2029, right? I'm the same way. If this blow off top happens and then Bitcoin starts to dump and Ethereum starts to pump, and that's part of why I think, so right now, so when I say Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin, I'm talking market cap. I'm not talking price. Ethereum's not going to be more per coin than Bitcoin. That's just not going to happen. But right now, Ethereum only needs to 2x to catch Bitcoin. So the cycle, usually the cycle ends when market pumps, market dumps, market relief rallies, Bitcoin dumps, and Ethereum pumps. So if right now Bitcoin dumps, what, like 25%, and then Ethereum pumps, I don't know the exact percentage, but it's not going to take much for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin. Will it hold on to it? I don't know, man, but I do think Ethereum is one of the best things that you can be accumulating dollar cost averaging into. If we go into a bear market, Ethereum and Bitcoin will definitely be two of the coins that I buy the hell out of. Honestly, I think Cardano is the best buy on the board, and I really wanted to buy some Polkadot this morning. Polkadot was at like 20 bucks. I think I mentioned I did buy 2 Elrond Gold. I did a video on Elrond Gold. I love some Elrond Gold. I can see Elrond Gold going to 10,000 in 2025 and beyond. 10,000 plus. I really can. You're like, oh, Tom, you only bought 2 Elrond Gold. Yeah, that's only 200 bucks. Well, for a lot of people, 200 bucks is a lot of money. And right now, for me, 200 bucks is a lot of money. But you know what? Who cares? If I spend 200 bucks and it turns into 20,000 in 2025, it's a pretty good return on your investment. Go do that in the stock market. But the best buys on the board, I do think Ethereum, man, I tell you what, Ethereum could even become the preferred store of value. It really could. There's a lot of stuff about Ethereum I want to start talking about in future videos. Optimism, Arbitrum, I think is the new layer 2 solution. Everyone's on the Matic train right now, but you know, Uniswap and Ethereum, I think they're going to be, I think it's Arbitrum, right? Is that the name of it? Anyway, this is my bullish thesis, and it could really blow off. But if it blows off and then Bitcoin's, you know, if the market dumps, the market relief rallies, and Bitcoin starts dumping and Ethereum goes parabolic, I will be taking profits off the board. Anywhere between 20 to 60% of my portfolio, I'll be tethering up, as they say. I'll be tethering up. Still want to keep a lot of it in there because I don't, if it's just a fake out and then it continues to go to the moon, I'll still have a lot of skin in the game. Or if it dumps, we go into a 2-year bear market. We put on our Pac-Man, we put the quarter in the Pac-Man machine, and we just start buying for the next 2 years as much as we can. The next halving comes, and then we're all sipping margaritas in our mansions in Puerto Rico. Anyway, that's my thesis on Bitcoin. Let's hop over and take a quick look at the markets. So actually, before we do that, like I said, I did wake up this morning. I'm like, oh man, I'm already tired. I'm already exhausted. Here we go again. Let's see how we are looking. Bitcoin hit, I think it was down below 35,000. I was like actually really surprised, especially considering the news. You know, they're spinning the money machines back up. Yeah, so it was down to right at like 35,000. Strong support, right? We're not seeing that dead cat bounce everyone's talking about. So a dead cat bounce would be we would come up and then we would go back down even further than where we were, like the most recent bottom. I think we're going up. I think this is just a small pullback, and we're going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows on the way to even like this is, oof, man, that's pretty rough, right? But you can go back far enough and it's still a higher low. But again, I think we're going to 90 to 110,000. Ethereum was on sale for pretty cheap today too. It hit a low of 24.20. Cardano was around $1.50. Really surprised by that. And Polkadot, man, Polkadot was strong as hell yesterday. I went to bed, it was around 25 bucks, and I was kind of kicking myself for not buying more. Had another opportunity this morning. I'm not saying it can't flush again. I'm not saying it might not be a dead cat bounce. I held back from spending what little cash I had left buying this current dip. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to my cash for dear life. Try not to spend it and wait for any huge dip that might come. And then again, as I mentioned, see if I have enough nutsack to really buy when because dude, if Bitcoin hits 20, if like Bitcoin really gets pushed down below 30,000 and we start seeing things like 25,000, some people are saying we need to retest the new all-time high of around 19,000. That's going to be some scary ass shit. But I tell you what, man, I don't know. Right now, it's easy for me to say I would buy the hell out of that dip. But at the same time, I mean, I have shown you my portfolio. If Bitcoin were to hit 20,000, my portfolio, man, like, again, this has seen all-time highs of around 691,000 just right before the Elon dump, like 2 weeks ago. I've seen this portfolio lose 380,000 in a 48-hour period. I've seen it regain itself back up to 500,000 2 times since then, including just, I think yesterday it was just barely over 500,000. As it is right now, I mean, you can see my profit. I'm still up 187,000, but I was up 300 and some thousand at one point. So, you know, I want to retire, man. I want to retire young. I want to enjoy my golden years. So it's not, this is tough, man. It gives you ulcers. But long term, especially if you have to wait it out to 2025, I always say, don't invest more you can afford to lose. That's it, man. Just invest money that you treat it like you just threw it out the car window as you're driving down the freeway. And that way you won't panic sell, because you're entering into a market where it is rigged. It is rigged to make you panic sell. And if you go in too heavy, you go in too hard, you're going to panic sell, right? Even the best of you. I've said it numerous times, cryptocurrency is the easiest way to make a lot of money. You really can make life-changing wealth. The problem is, it's extremely difficult to do. I would say 95 plus 98% of the people will fail at it because they're going to FOMO out. They're going to FOMO out when it's dumping, and they're going to FOMO back in at higher prices. The whales know what they're doing. They know how to manipulate. This is a market that you can easily manipulate, and they know how to do it. And they're going to continue to shake out weak hands. And it is tough, man. I got some strong ass hands, and there's times it gets me pretty close to being weak. All right, seriously, let's wrap this up real quick. Bitcoin is currently at, let's get some final prices before I sign off. So normally I stream Monday through Friday, 6:25 a.m. PST, 5 minutes before the market opens. Sunday, 2:55, 5 minutes before the futures opens. This week, it's Labor Day weekend. I want everyone to enjoy the Labor Day weekend, myself included. I'm not going to stream Sunday. I'll probably stream Monday at 2:55 instead, unless some shit's popping off, and then maybe I'll pop up. We can talk about Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin is dumping to 20,000, or maybe knock on wood, hope that doesn't happen. Or maybe Bitcoin's pumping and, you know, pushing past these resistance, these huge levels we need to see, 42,000, 47,000, 50,000, etc., etc. So again, enjoy your weekend. Bitcoin is currently at 37,000, looking decent, like it can do a little turnaround on this little chili dipper we had this morning. Ethereum's at 2,600, Cardano at $1.57. These are just some of the big ones that I'm invested in. Polkadot $22.97, $23. And Harmony the One is the one I've been putting a lot of money into recently. It was in the 8.6 cents this morning. I was tempted to buy me a little bit more. Harmony One, as I did mention, I bought 2 Elrond Golds at about $114 yesterday. That shit was on sale for like below 100. I think it's a little above 100 right now. So that's a good one. Stock market was up. The futures were up before. Yeah, so they're still up, man. The futures look pretty good. I don't know, man. It's weird, right? Like, why does the stock market like this Biden news, but crypto doesn't? You think it'd be the opposite way around. So the NASDAQ is up 45. I don't really expect much more to happen today, to be honest, in the stock market. There's no real reason for it to pump or to dump that I can think of. It is the selling. I mean, this is the pinnacle of the sell in May going away, man. And they were saying this in cryptocurrency too. Sell in May going. Oh, come on, dude. But anyway, sell in May go away. I mean, this is it. Like, this would be back in the day when that expression came around. It was really like, you know, the stock market was a lot different. You had a lot of stockbrokers and these rich stockbrokers, and they would go off to their townhouses in the Hamptons for the summer. So they would just sell in May go to their summer vacation, come back. It's a much different 24/7 digital stock market now. So I don't really think that that plays like it used to, in my opinion. But this would be the pinnacle, dude. Like, it is the end of May. We're going into the 3-day weekend. Like, why that, you know, if the dump were to happen, it would have happened, right? But like I said, the Nasdaq's up right around 40, E-minis up 9. Gold, how is gold doing? Gold has been on a tear lately. It's up $2. It's at 1900. I am actually really surprised by the strength of gold. And then one last thing I want to check is volatility. Volatility is flat. I'm a little surprised by that. Volatility is a really good thing that you want to check. It's hovering around 20, I think. 18.5. It was 20 yesterday, so it did go down a bit. Whenever volatility starts spiking and the stock market goes up, that is definitely a warning sign. Typically, when the stock market's going up, volatility is going down. And then I do want to do a Tesla check. Tesla and Coinbase, those are what the bulk of my IRA. It's really about the only place I have stocks going on right now. Coinbase is at Coinbase 241. Tesla over 630. Man, it was probably a gift from the gods under 600. Tesla's going to post really good numbers this year. You know that's going to happen, even with all these shortages. They have ways, man. Like they know how to make things happen. And so another thing they got going on, obviously, the full self-driving news has been making the rounds as of late. They take a little bit of hit, you know. Obviously, a lot of people in the crypto space not too happy with Elon. Anyway, like I said, I'll be back probably Monday 2:55. I appreciate everyone coming around. Like, subscribe, bell button. I love you all, and peace.